Live from the Liberty University studio in Memphis, Tennessee, it's America's favorite gun-toting, Bible-clinging, deplorable American.
That's us. That's right. I love this American ride.
Todd Starnes.
Oh, yeah.
And hello, everybody. Happy Friday to you, America. This is the Todd Starnes radio show, broadcasting border to border, coast to coast, across the fruited plain. We have a terrific show for you, and a lot going on. Look, Valentine's Day is coming up on tomorrow, and then we've got President's Day. So a lot happening, a lot of holidays, a lot of celebration. And, of course, today is also Open Line Friday, which means you can call in and you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. That is only on Friday. So, again, give us a call. Write down our telephone number, 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. So President Trump is on the road traveling today, and we'll dip into some of that coverage a little bit later on. The president heading out to visit some of our great, brave patriots and fighting men and women, and we'll keep you updated on that. I want to start with this story out of the New York Post. And first of all, I just want to say I love Generation Z. I think you guys are pretty phenomenal. And I'm not sure, look, what I'm about to share with you is not your fault. So if you're a Gen Zer and you're listening to the show or you're working on the show, Dylan, this is not Todd Starnes speaking, and it's what I'm about to share is not meant to be an insult. But anyway, here we go. According to a top neurologist, Generation Z is the first generation in modern American history to be dumber than the previous generation. So there's a guy by the name of Dr. Jared Horvath, and he was testifying before Congress, and the New York Post interviewed this guy. And he's determined, based on all of the studies that he's done, that the generation born between 1997 and 2010 is the very first generation who did worse in school than the generation before them. So they've done all these studies to make this determination. And they're talking about everything from your memory retention to how you learn to your general IQ. Dr. Horvath recently testified before Congress, and he's saying, hey, look, this is a big problem, and the issue here is this has never happened before. Now, Dr. Horvath studied reams of data from the standardized academic test, and he told Congress that Gen Z struggles stem from the fact they're the very first generation to grow up with constant screen time. And it's no substitute for real learning. Now, Dylan, I know that you graduated college, a couple of years back. When you were in high school, were you guys learning with actual books, or did you have the laptops and the tablets?
The laptops were like the special days, like special occasions, mostly books for me.
So you still had books. And when did you graduate high school?
2017.
Wow, I'm just getting old.
I'm getting old.
Wow, 2017.
Almost 10 years ago.
Geez, Lou. So according to Dr. Horvath, now, so you had it good, but now most schools are not even using books. They're using the tablets, they're using the laptops, and the problem is, he says, more than half of the teenagers, and more than half of the time a teenager is awake, half of its time is spent staring at a screen. So you're staring at the screens and you're really not learning, you're just skimming. That's the issue. And then when you leave school, now, back in the day, you would go and you would play a sport, or you would go ride your bicycle, or you'd go wander around in the woods, or you'd go make out under the stadium bleachers or something. But now kids are just going home. They're closing their doors. They're playing the video games, again, on the screens, or they're on their smartphones, and they're just doom scrolling. They're doing all this. They're just constantly on the screens, and that is a problem. According to the doctor, students spend their hours away from the classroom consulting with their personal arsenal of phones, tablets, and laptops, where they scroll through TikTok captions, fire off snippy Snapchats, between eyeballing summaries of classic literature, instead of picking up a book and actually reading it. And by the way, they're saying AI is going to make this even worse. Learning from screens, reading from the New York Post here, learning from screens has turned them into skimmers. And without the heavy lifting, even beautiful minds can turn to mush. Now, Dr. Horvath says he is not anti-technology, but he says that schools need to limit the amount of screen time for students and go back to the good old days when kids had to crack open a book and pull an all-nighter to pass a test. I think this is a great idea, actually. He said a sad fact of our generation, our generation has to face is this. Our kids are less cognitively capable than we were at their age. That's what he said during testimony at the Senate Committee on Commerce, Science, and Technology. We have been standardizing and measuring cognitive development since the late 1800s. And get this, and this is important. Every generation has outperformed their parents until Gen Z. So what do you think's going on here, folks? Do you think that's the right idea? Put down the tablets and pick up the books. Maybe pick up a piece of paper. Maybe an ink pen. And it's not just happening in the United States. Around 80 countries who once adopted digital technology now have gone back to book learning. The doctor says anytime tech enters education, learning goes down. Looking ahead, he said he hopes for new policies in which schools are forced to pull back on tech in the classrooms and give the upcoming kids, that would be Generation Alpha, a better chance at becoming brainiacs. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm curious, how do we fix this? Is that the right answer, to ease up on the technology and get back to book learning? Because this is the first generation out of all time going back generations. This is the first one that has that is dumber than the. It's a sad thing to say, Dylan, because I think Gen Z is a brilliant. I mean, you guys are going back to church. You're embracing traditional values, but again, it's what are you learning in the classroom, and is it you have to blame the technology here.
I would agree. And I think, especially like you said, the AI sums up everything for you. So you don't have to essentially read any book that comes across your desk. And, I mentor kids in high school. They talk to me. They don't have books. They don't use books. They use the laptops every single day. And yes, AI is banned on some of those laptops, but not all the AI. So they can still access it, which leads to not learning, which leads to more screen time, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, you gotta. I mean, that's gonna be a problem in the coming years. You've got to be able to understand and reason all of these things you develop in middle school, elementary school, middle school, and high school. And if you're not getting that, you're basically just phoning it in.
Yeah. So along with education comes like the social, the socialness of it. You're not talking to people like face to face. You're texting or calling, and even then, you're not answering calls. So I'm not answering calls.
So I've noticed this trend, and I'm not going to name the church. I've seen this in multiple churches. Back when I was not so long ago, after church, you would hang around and you would talk, you would fellowship, as the Christians call it, fellowship. And people don't do that anymore.
No, they
leave. They're just boom. They're right out the door.
Or they're right on the phones. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta, I think, as parents too, and when I become a parent, this is something I'm going to implement. My kid's not going to have an iPhone for a long time. It's not going to be that way, but it's got to be some sort of limit, I think, before bedtime for sure. I've started doing that myself. Just cut off a time, like pick a time, stop using the phone, read the book, get you a little book light if it's dark. Yeah. Something that gets your mind ready for bed, off the phone where your ADD kicks in, essentially.
I wonder if, if it's even salvageable. The teachers are, and it's really not even so much teachers spending time on all the, the culture war stuff, the LGBT, none of that. That doesn't really seem, I don't think that plays into this. This is at the core function of what is being taught in the schools. I mean, I understand that most kids don't know their pronouns. We can put that on top of the pile here. But we're talking about the future doctors and nurses and engineers and even teachers in America. And if they're not getting the education they need, what is that going to look like for our culture and for our country in the years to come? That's the broader issue. Because I got to tell you, I'm not sure. And what is it Elon said about AI? There's really no need to even go to medical school anymore because of all the technology. I sincerely disagree. I want a human being operating on me, not some sort of a robot. But that's just me. Oh, geez, Lou. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm just curious. What do you think here? Should we go back to good old-fashioned book learning? Is that the answer here? 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. And I'll just say this. I know the schools aren't teaching because, Dylan, we were talking to the staff right before the show, and I was rattling off, we're going to be doing some fun Valentine's Day stuff. I was rattling off shows like Love American Style and The Love Boat. You guys haven't heard any of that stuff. What are they teaching these kids?
I heard it from you.
What are they teaching America's children? Not even the newlywed game, for crying out loud. All right, got to take a break. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
It's Radio Free America. It's the Todd Starnes Show.
America has a new choice for fair and balanced news. ToddStarnes.com. Journalism you can trust from some of the best reporters and opinion writers in the business. ToddStarnes.com takes you to the front lines of the culture war, defending faith, freedom, and your family. ToddStarnes.com also features exclusive interviews with America's top newsmakers like Mike Huckabee, Franklin Graham, and Newt Gingrich. Find out why millions of Americans read ToddStarnes.com every day. It's news you can trust. ToddStarnes.com.
From director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story.
They said you had no chance, but here you are.
Starring Joel Courtney, John Corbett, Stephanie Shostak, Macy McLean, with Devon Franklin and William H. Macy.
If you focus exactly on loving the life that you're living right now, and not the life that you think you could have had or should have had, that's the whole deal right there.
Soul on Fire, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Now playing. For tickets, go to soulonfiremovie.com.
Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank you for your great support this past year, and they're looking to make 2026 the best year yet. And as a thank you to my listeners, MyPillow is offering exclusive free shipping on your entire order at wholesale pricing. That means they're bringing back the mega sale exclusively for my listeners. For example, the classic My Pillows, normally $49.98, now marked down to only $14.98. Turn any mattress into the best mattress ever with the made in the USA My Pillow My Mattress Topper. Save up to $100. Get a set of My Pillow Giza Dream Sheets for as low as $29.98 or the 6-pack towel set for only $34.98. To get the best specials ever, go to MyPillow.com. Use promo code STARNES. Or give them a call, 800-839-8506. These offers won't last long, so call now, 800-839-8506, or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STARNES. Order now, and your entire order ships free.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 844-43-BIBLE. That's 844-43-BIBLE. 844-43-BIBLE.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Get hurt in the game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out, because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom? She started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Michelle writing in on our Facebook live stream. Todd, I've homeschooled since 2020. We do all book learning with just a smidge of tech. I noticed that the school that I pulled them from, a private school, was starting to use more Chromebooks. I'm glad I pulled them out. She says, but I've noticed that too. At my place of employment, the young kids have no hobbies other than video games. In my day, it was sports or art or something. I have many hobbies. So how can one have interesting conversations when the kids have nothing to talk about but video games? Dylan, what do you like to do outside of the office?
I like to play video games.
Oh, geez, Lou.
I like to go on long walks on the beach. Well, we don't have a beach here. On the sidewalk.
So here's the problem with video games. I'm like, oh yeah, what did you think about Frogger or Pac-Man?
Yeah, and we don't play those video games.
No, you play games where Pac-Man is hunted like predators, and you kill Pac-Man.
Pac-Man has an AK, yes. Oh, love that game.
That's terrible. Look, I love your generation. I really do. And most of our staff here is actually Gen Z. My only thing is it would be nice if you guys just returned phone calls and, I don't know, maybe answer text messages on the same day they were sent, Dylan.
You know what, Todd? I'll give you that one. That's fair. That at least we could text you back. If we're not going to talk in person, we come into the office, we don't say hi, good morning. At least we could text you back.
I'm not asking you to write in cursive. All right, it's just answer the freaking text messages.
Oh, please don't ask me to write in cursive. My Z's are terrible.
Wow, is that right?
I don't even know what a Z. Well, yes, I do. I just couldn't write you a nice letter, probably.
When was the last time anybody wrote like a thank you note from your generation that was legible?
Maybe the wedding. That's it, because that's the etiquette.
I'm getting thank you text, so I guess okay, I get it.
In cursive, I can text you in cursive now. There's a.
Is there an app for that?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. All right, 901-260-5926. Oh, we have a Jasmine Crockett update, ladies and gentlemen. Shuck it! Shucking and jiving. Ow! Good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Jasmine Crockett, the lady Congress gal from Texas. So that's an oxymoron, isn't it? Anyway, she's very upset with all you MAGA people. I know this is shocking, but here's what Jasmine Crockett's had to say. She's done some work here. She's done a study, and she's determined who the most unpatriotic people in America are. Take a listen.
You can wave all the flags you want to, but I am telling you right now that the most unpatriotic people that we have in this country are MAGA and this president. We are the real patriots, and it is time for us to take our flag back and show people what America is about. You can't say that you love the Constitution while decimating it with every single stroke of a pen for an executive order, while decimating it, while you are disrespecting our troops that have signed up to protect our freedoms, not just here, but abroad. And then you're taking people's freedoms away using those exact same troops.
Yeah, okay. I'm just curious, which flag is she referring to? Because most of the people that are out there protesting and hating on America are flying like Mexican flags, Somalian flags. Matter of fact, I was watching, we had a local protest here, one of the high schools. The kids are like 6%, only 6% of the kids are proficient in math, but they're bolting out of the school and they're waving Mexican flags. So is Jasmine Crockett telling us that the true patriots are the ones who are burning Old Glory and then they're marching around waving the Mexican flag? And if things are so bad in Mexico, why are you coming to America and waving Mexico's flag? That makes absolutely no sense to me. But Jasmine Crockett is insane. I mean, she's just insane. This idea, this notion that President Trump hates our country, everything the president has done is for our country. By the way, it's not Donald J. Trump who's going around tearing down statues and monuments. It's Donald Trump who's putting up statues and monuments. Just want to throw that out there. Meanwhile, you've got the lieutenant governor of Minnesota. Her name is Flanagan. All right, I just want you to understand what you're about to hear. The lieutenant governor of Minnesota, her name is Flanagan. That's a good Irish name, Flanagan. Here's what she had to say.
My Ojibwe name is Gigi Wewedamokwe, which means speaks in a loud and clear voice woman. And I am so grateful for my community. And, you know, I am a member of the White Earth Nation, which is the largest tribe in Minnesota.
Lady, your people are from Ireland. What are you talking about? I'm sorry, Dylan, can we go back through? I just want to understand the name, her name. She's got a tribal name.
My Ojibwe name is Gigi Wewedamokwe, which means...
Wait.
That's with two O's.
Even spelling it out, because we get to spell it out. I don't understand what's happening.
You can't put that on a business card. You just can't. My name is Jibalabarahabarahabara. Can we get a Pentecostal to call in? Maybe they can interpret the name. Her name was written in tongues. All right. If she said that to me, I would just give her a napkin or something. I would thought she was sneezing, having some sort of a sinus issue. Wow. All right. Thank you, Governor Flanagan. 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. And never give in to a meltdown. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never let them have too much screen time. And never bribe them for just one more bite. You say you'd never let them out in public without their hair brushed. Never, ever become a minivan mom. And you'd never give them your phone for a quiet dinner.
Calling boss work phone.
So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, No, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, it's important to support companies and organizations that share our values. Patriot Mobile not only shares our beliefs, but they actually do something about it. America's only conservative Christian wireless carrier. And they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you care about. Switch to Patriot Mobile now and use the promo code TODD to get free activation and a free gift. Veterans and first responders save even more. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT. Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank you for your great support this past year, and they're looking to make 2026 the best year yet. And as a thank you to my listeners, MyPillow is offering exclusive free shipping on your entire order at wholesale pricing. That means they're bringing back the mega sale exclusively for my listeners. For example, the classic My Pillows, normally $49.98, now marked down to only $14.98. Turn any mattress into the best mattress ever with the made in the USA My Pillow My Mattress Topper. Save up to $100. Get a set of My Pillow Giza Dream Sheets for as low as $29.98 or the 6-pack towel set for only $34.98. To get the best specials ever, go to MyPillow.com. Use promo code STARNS. Or give them a call, 800-839-8506. These offers won't last long, so call now, 800-839-8506, or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STARNS. Order now, and your entire order ships free.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh. Really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back. Is this the love edition of the Todd Starnes radio show? Dylan, you've got a little bit of groove going on over there.
Stevie Wonder, baby.
Well, you can't beat Stevie Wonder.
You can't.
No. And Barry White.
It's true.
Who is like, my parents, they were huge Barry White people. And I'm not going to talk out of school about Barry White, but I have some stories. We'll Save those for later. Welcome back, everybody. This is the Todd Starnes Radio Show. Happy Valentine's Day. By the way, yesterday we had Becky Dinchtel on. She is the owner of Dinchtel's Fine Candies and 8,000 pounds of strawberries dipped in chocolate. And they are about ready to sell out of those. So be sure to head over to Dinchtels.com. That's Dinchtels.com. They will ship candy to you, but I'm not sure if it's going to get there by tomorrow, Dylan. Have you got your wife? Are you taken care of now?
She did get the chocolate strawberries, which those are her favorite. So I think I'm taken care of. I think we're good.
All right, good stuff. Good. Yeah, I don't want you to go down to the service station to get the roses this year.
No.
So,
we're good.
We are very honored and excited to have a very special guest with us. He is the mayor of Memphis, Tennessee, Mayor Paul Young. Mr. Mayor, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. Glad to be here with you.
We thought, I should have asked you, do you have music? Do you require people to do things when you walk into the room?
No. No music needed, man. Just glad to be here and look forward to your questions and the conversation.
You say that now, Mr. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Speaking of Valentine's Day, though, I mean, you're a married man. You've got a beautiful family.
Shout out to Dr. Jamila Smith-Young.
All right. You got big Valentine's Day plans?
We have an event that we're going to go to and just hang out together, and then we also will probably get some food with the kids. We try and do something with the kids first and then do something as a couple. It's always a good time, though.
The good news is you can actually do that because things are really changing here in Memphis. I know you had a big speech that you delivered a couple of days ago.
State of the city.
And so how is Memphis, Tennessee? It's been in the national headlines a lot lately.
Yeah.
How's the city doing?
I think the city's doing well. We are seeing crime down to a 25-year low, and I'm really proud of the work that has been put in even before the task force got here. I always want to make sure that people understand that we started this work in 2023. When I came in, we had the highest level of serious crime since 2006. We had the highest number of homicides. I think there were 400 homicides that took place in 2023. And since then, we've been putting in the work. Before the task force started, we were at a 25% reduction from 2023, and now we're at a 40%.
One of the things you said that really resonated with me in your speech, and I watched your speech, and you said that it's not just 400. We haven't only have 400 crime victims. We have families that have been impacted.
I mean, each one of those individuals is connected to a family, to friends, and thinking about the pain and the trauma that perpetuates throughout our community. And then we see it come back in the form of another act of violence. And so it's a cycle that is difficult to break. And so it's really, really important that we have less victims in our community. And I think it's something that we all should be proud of.
You've come under a lot of fire from your own side. I think the progressives, they were heckling you through most of your speech. I think there was a lot of anger that you haven't been condemning the federal agents, like, what's been happening in Minnesota. How do you respond to the critics on your own side of the aisle?
I respond to critics on all sides, the other side, my side, because I try to act with ration, and everything I do has a reason. When it comes to the work with the federal task force, I said when I started, I don't believe the National Guard is the way to reduce violent crime in our community, but I do think that there's a place for the FBI, the DEA, the U.S. Marshals, the ATF to work alongside our law enforcement agencies to move crime in the right direction. That came with Homeland Securities and ICE as a part of it. And so as I've continued to reiterate, I don't believe we have an immigration problem in our community. I don't think it's right to move these individuals out of our community. And so my goal has been to drive them towards violent crime, which is the purpose of the task force. And when you look at what has happened in Memphis, we've seen far less immigration arrests and far more arrests when it comes to violent crime, and that's a result of how we are driving this thing.
So all of this started, I guess, and you probably already know this, it started on my show, on this very show, when President Trump was on the show, and it's okay. It's we can have that conversation. President Trump was cleaning up D.C. and it was working so well, and we asked the president, take a look at what's happening here. And I want to play some audio. These are just regular folks in Memphis, their reaction to the National Guard. Let's play cut 10, please.
Lock them up.
There's been over 380 arrests made in Memphis, Tennessee in just a little bit over a week.
I done walked to the store. Y'all got me a bag of ice,
I ain't walked to the store in about 20 years.
Boy, I tell you what, Memphis is a madhouse. The National Guard's done made 300 arrests, done taken 300 criminals off the street, and found like 9 missing children.
Ever since 12 and Trump done came to Memphis, I ain't heard no gunshots at night.
You know, for the first time in 5 years, my kids have been able to play in the backyard and be able to do it comfortably.
When the sis in Memphis says she's grateful because the last 2 weeks it's been quiet, it's been peaceful, her kids have been able to play, and y'all have a problem with that, it's becoming real clear who the enemy is.
They said we were going to be terrorized, that the National Guard was going to storm in and take people out of their homes in the dark of night, and they were going to stop cars just randomly. And none of that has happened, here in Memphis.
I think the reason that you are not seeing the negative impacts that people were anticipating coming has been directly correlated to how our team has been working to drive this task force towards the things that we really need. We know that we've had a violent crime problem in our city. Everybody knows it. Like, that's across the board in every part of our community. The question always comes down to
So it wasn't a perception problem then, right?
No. I don't think anybody has ever said that crime is just a perception problem. I think that.
But you did say it was a perception. You got onto the media about that.
Well, you just heard one part of the conversation, because there's the reality of crime and there's the perception of crime. There's a perception of crime that stops people from doing their daily activities, going to restaurants, doing the things, even if logically the crime is not likely to happen in that location. But there is a reality of crime that is happening where victims are being impacted. So there's both things, and we have to move both in the right direction.
I want to play this. This impacted me in a way that I didn't think it would. This little boy lives in Whitehaven. My family came from Whitehaven. Mm-hmm. We were residents here. And this little boy, and here's what he had to say to President Trump. Cut 11, please.
My name is Braylon, and I live here in Memphis. I've been noticing not just a slight change, more of a detrimental change in like how peaceful Memphis is ever since the National Guard came. There was a lot of things I couldn't do before the National Guard came because I had to worry a lot about guns and stuff. I couldn't play because I was worried that somebody might pull out a gun or something, but now I could do that. And I just wanted to thank the President of the United States for bringing the National Guard.
You want that kind of Memphis for that young man, who plays in the middle school band at Whitehaven, Whitehaven High School. Isn't that the kind of Memphis we want, a place where kids can do that?
We definitely want a city where everybody feels safe, where everybody feels like they can go outside and play and do all the things, go to the restaurants. It's why we've been putting in the work that we've been putting in. And I think it's important that we drive the task force towards the thing that really is a big issue in our community, and we have managed to do that.
You see, I think it's working. I look at the positive press that Memphis is getting, and we had the international blues competition a couple of weeks ago on Beale.
Yep, IBC.
Wall to wall people, and just have people having fun going back downtown again. And that is something that you, as the mayor, I have to imagine you are so happy to see.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely glad to see more people getting out and about. And I'm looking forward to the spring and the summer and seeing people participate in all the activities with Memphis in May and all the things that we're going to be putting on as a city to get people out and about.
What are the lessons here? What's happening in Memphis, people need to be watching it in other parts of the nation. Because if we can clean up the streets of Memphis, it can happen anywhere.
I think the lesson is intentionality. One of the things that we've been doing, even prior to the task force coming here, is being focused on how do we identify who are the true drivers of crime and really using data to identify who those individuals are. We did an assessment of all of the shootings that have taken place over the past 2 years, identified who were the shooters, who were their networks, and started putting a deeper emphasis on who those individuals are. So we have a more targeted approach so that as we get the true crime drivers off the streets, you start to see more relief when it comes to crime in the city.
And I just want to tell you, only because I had to go down to Cadillac of Memphis to replace my brake pads, you got to do the speed limit now on the interstate. So I've been hitting those brakes every time I see the blue lights there.
Yeah. Tennessee Highway Patrol has definitely been working with us. Again, prior to the task force, I think they had added there were 55 Tennessee Highway Patrol individuals here, and Now I think there's about 100, 125 that are here. And so they're helping us on our interstates because our roads give that indication of chaos. It's what makes you feel like things are unsafe because people are driving erratic and darting in and out of traffic. And when you almost get wiped off the road, you feel like I just need to go home. And so I do think it's important that we make sure our streets are safe.
Paul Young is the mayor of Memphis, Tennessee, and he joins us in studio. Can you stick around for a few more minutes?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, we got Mayor Young with us. By the way, folks, so we're going to throw out a trivia question as well regarding Valentine's Day. We want to know, what is the most popular gift to give your Valentine on Valentine's Day? Is it candy? Is it flowers? Is it a card? Or is it jewelry? Give us a call, and we have a great Dinstall's prize pack for you, 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926, the most popular gift to give on Valentine's Day.
Up and bring it. You're with Todd Starnes.
Hi, this is Todd Starnes, and there's no better time to get in shape than right now. That's why I'm really excited that Calitrin is part of my weight loss campaign. Here's my friend Elizabeth from Calitrin.
Yes, this is the time of the year when people start giving up on the weight loss. They give up on their New Year's resolutions, but don't give up yet. It's really just the plan that failed. It didn't fit real life. But with Calitrin, it's easy, once a day, right at bedtime. You take it, and it works with your body naturally to rev up your metabolism and help you feel better so you can really have more energy, better sleep, less joint pain, eat better. Overall, just look and feel better than you have in years. So check it out for yourself on our website, toploss.com. There's real people just like you and me getting results. It's toploss.com or call us 833-TOP-LOSS.
Thanks, Elizabeth, and be sure to use that promo code TODD. Hi, this is Todd Starnes. You have lots of choices for cell phone service with new ones popping up all the time. But here's the truth. There's only one that boldly stands in the gap for every American and believes that freedom is worth fighting for, and that's Patriot Mobile. The good news is you can switch to Patriot Mobile today without sacrificing quality or service. Worried about coverage? Don't be. Patriot Mobile uses all three major U.S. networks. If you have service in this country today, you'll have as good or better coverage with Patriot Mobile. Think switching is a hassle? Well, it's not. You can keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade. Patriot Mobile's 100% U.S.-based team will get you activated in minutes from the comfort of your own home. Stuck in a contract or owe money on your phones? No worries. Patriot Mobile has a contract buyout program. This is how we win, folks, by aligning our spending with our values. Every dollar we spend matters. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. Use promo code Todd and get a free month of service. That's patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. We are living in dangerous and unstable times. Hello, everybody. I'm Todd Starnes. Pandemics, international insecurity, shortages, supply chain disruptions, and an economy on the brink. We know we can't simply trust the government to protect us. Now more than ever, everyone needs to be prepared. And being prepared is more than just stockpiling ammo, food, and supplies. Being prepared should also include stockpiling critical prescription medications. And that's where my friends at the Wellness Company come in. Their medical emergency kit contains the prescriptions, antibiotics, antivirals, and antiparasitics that you need to keep you and your family safe, from anthrax to tick bites to COVID and even to a bioweapon like the plague. The Wellness Company's medical emergency kit is exactly what you need to have on hand to be prepared. Go to twc.health/Starnes today and order. That's twc.health/Starnes. Use the promo code Starnes and you're going to save an extra 10%.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I've heard people say that too much of anything is not good for you, baby. But I don't know about that. As many times as we've loved and
come on now,
shared
Barry.
love and
Come on,
made
Mr.
love,
Mayor.
Y'all jamming
it
today.
doesn't seem to me like
Well, we tried to, Mr. Mayor. Welcome back, everybody.
Did y'all do that for me? I like it.
We did, but I will tell you, I ran it. I was going to visit my grandparents one day in Whitehaven, and Grandma and Grandpa Starnes were dancing in the living room to Barry White. And you just can't ever unsee that as a kid. Real quick, let's go to the phones and say hello to Don in Lakeland. And Don, you're on the air with Mayor Young.
Hello, Don.
Hello, how y'all doing?
All right, how you doing, sir?
Just great.
Don, yes?
The answer to your trivia question, I bought mine at Pew's Flowers.
It is a great flower shop and a great sponsor of KWAM locally here in Memphis, but that is the incorrect answer. Oh, dear. Sorry, Don, but thanks for trying. So we still have the open question up. What's the most popular gift to give on Valentine's Day? You know, Mr. Mayor, one of the things that you talked about was the mass exodus of people that we've seen, people leaving Memphis. And I don't know about you, but I want people to come here, and especially for young Americans, what a great, affordable city for people to move to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have all of the assets. Our city is great. It's a low cost of living. We have the space. We have the housing stock. We need to upgrade the housing stock. And so my mission now is to reverse population loss. We've seen about 35,000. Our population has reduced by about 35,000 since the year 2000. And given that we have such a large geography, 300 square miles is one of the things I said in my speech, was that we have 615,000 people with 300 square miles. And for comparison's sake, Boston is 91 square miles and has 670,000 people. And so if we want to strengthen our city, we must grow our tax base and we must get more people living within our 300 square miles. And so that's going to help us pave the roads and take care of all the things that our community needs.
And you need to take bragging rights because we're not used to snow and ice storms here, and our streets were cleared faster than New York City's were.
Oh, yeah. Our teams worked incredibly hard. I want to shout out our public works team that were working around the clock. Also, definitely want to shout out Doug McGowan and MLGW because people forget that our power stayed on during this storm. And it was due to the work that happened not just 2 weeks before, but years prior. They did a 3-year tree trimming cycle within 2 years, and it allowed them to get ahead of the game. And I think that led to the stability of our grid during that time.
I want to go to the phone lines. We have Harold, who's listening to us in Memphis. Harold, you're on the air with the mayor. Oh, and we just lost Harold, so sorry about that, Harold. He was going to point out, though, that the National Guard does not arrest people here in the city. And, Harold, we appreciate you making that notation. I want to ask you real quick, Mr. Mayor. Our time is quickly expiring here. The Republicans made a pretty shocking announcement yesterday. John DeBerry, whose family is very involved in the civil rights movement, a longtime Democrat leader, he was kicked out of the Democrat Party because he was pro-life, and he supported some other Republican policies. Now he's running for county mayor. What's your take on that?
I think John DeBerry is a great guy. He'll be a formidable opponent. I think that we're all looking forward to seeing who comes out on the Democratic side. And so shout out to everybody who's running. I'm not picking a horse in the campaign. Whoever wins, I look forward to working with to advance Memphis and Shelby County.
When you look nationally at what's happening, across the country, we have the midterms coming up. What for you as a mayor would you say is one of the big issues that our urban centers, our urban cities need to be paying attention to?
We need to be figuring out how we do more for infrastructure, our roads and our streets. We definitely need to be thinking about energy and power. With the growth of artificial intelligence and data centers all across the world, it's important that we have stable grids and that we're thinking about creative ways to generate power, clean energy ways to generate power so that we are taking care of our environment and being able to keep up with the rest of the world.
And God bless Elon. I mean, he's making some big investments, but he's also doing a lot of charitable stuff. I know we donate a lot of generators to the good people just in North Mississippi. So that's exciting to see.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see. I mean, they're obviously deeply invested in this area. Have invested $12 billion in the first phase or first two phases over at the Colossus site over in Southwest Memphis. We got a significant environmental win with them building a gray water facility, $100 million gray water facility where they're going to take water that would have gone, our sewer, wastewater treatment water, which would have gone into the Mississippi River, is now going to be able to cool not only their facility, but the whole TVA facility, which previously has been pulling 6 million gallons of water a day out of our aquifer. So that's a tremendous win.
I want to ask you one final question. What about thanking President Trump for paying attention to what's happening here and at least, recognizing, hey, Memphis matters?
I mean, I certainly appreciate the federal resources that are here. And, we're going to keep working with the federal government, with the state government to get the things that matter for the residents of our city.
I'll take that as a thank you. All right, Mr. Mayor. It is great to see you. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
I know we were talking before we came on here, but we really do like to hear from Democrats. We want to hear from all. I know you're a nonpartisan mayor, but we like to hear from all different political persuasions.
Absolutely.
I think it's important.
I enjoy coming, so have me back.
Mr. Mayor, good to see you. Folks, we've got to take a quick break. We're going to go right to the phones. 901-260-5926, our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies and fiber and spice supplements. Our ingredients are 16 whole fruits, 15 whole vegetables, 4 powerful fibers, and 12 aromatic spices. It's one irresistible combo.
Oh, I have a friend, Julia, who has taken a Balance of Nature now for quite some time, and she said, "Oh, Becky, ask your doctor about taking Balance of Nature." So I talked to my doctor about it, and she said, "Oh, try it."
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements today. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first preferred set with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. That's 1-800-246-8751. Don't wait. Now's the time to take action. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Hello, Americans. I'm Todd Starnes. Stand by for news and commentary next.
From director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story.
They said you had no chance, but here you are.
Starring Joel Courtney, John Corbett, Stephanie Shostak, Macy McLean, with Devon Franklin and William H. Macy.
If you focus exactly on loving the life that you're living right now, and not the life that you think you could have had or should have had, that's the whole deal right there.
Soul on Fire, rated PG, parental guidance suggested. Now playing. For tickets, go to soulonfiremovie.com.
Generation Z is not all that smart. Now, that's not what Todd Starnes is saying, but that's what the experts are saying. The generation born between 1997 and 2010, the very first generation that did worse in school than the generation before them. Dr. Jared Horvath, a top neurologist, testified before Congress. He says Gen Z underperformed on basically every cognitive measure from basic attention, literacy, and general IQ. The doctor says one of the reasons why is because kids are spending too much time in front of the screens. Dr. Horvath says he's not anti-tech, but he wants schools to put away the laptops and give the kids actual books, make them use a pen and piece of paper again. Look, I'm not so sure about the doctor's take on Generation Z, but man, it sure would be nice if they would return phone calls and maybe answer text messages on the same day they were sent. I'm Todd Starnes.
The Todd Starnes Show begins in 4 minutes. Todd Starnes Show begins in 2 minutes. Todd Starnes Show begins in 1 minute.
Live from the Liberty University studio in Memphis, Tennessee, it's Common Sense Conservative Commentary from Todd Starnes.
That's us. That's right. I love this American ride.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to Hour 2 of the Big Show. We're waiting for the Democrats to shut down the government. That will happen at the stroke of midnight tonight. DHS will not be funded, at least TSA, FEMA, and a few other departments, the Coast Guard as well. Great to have you with us, by the way. Our telephone number, 901-260-5926. Today, Open Line Friday. To all of our new listeners out there, you get to call in and you can talk about whatever is on your mind. We do that exclusively here on Friday. So anyway, government shutdown is going to happen, and it's all on the Dems, folks. It is all on the Democrats. Real quick, though, I want to go to the phones here. We have Crystal in Georgia, who was kind enough to hold through the break. We have a Valentine's Day trivia question on the table. Crystal, hope you're doing well today.
I'm doing well, thank you, Todd.
Wonderful. All right, well, we're going to try to win you a lovely prize from our friends at Dinstel's Chocolates. What is the most popular gift to give on Valentine's Day? Is it candy, a card, or jewelry?
Candy.
Yes, Crystal, that is correct. Candy is the most popular gift to give on Valentine's Day. Congratulations, Crystal.
Thank you very much.
All right, do you have like a Valentine's Day already planned out? Got big things happening?
I do. Actually, we are going to see a comedian tomorrow night.
Is that what comedian are you going to go see?
He is in Athens at the Classic Center. One of my friends booked this evening for us, so I'm not sure his name.
Well, good for you. You're going to have a good time. I was just wondering, Dylan, who's the guy that we really like?
Nate Bargatze.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
He's good.
He's good. Well, look, Crystal, congratulations. We're going to put you on hold, and we're going to send you a wonderful gift in the mail. Thank you for listening. And, folks, you'll have a chance just a little bit later on to win another prize for Valentine's Day. All right, let's go to the phones. A lot of folks have been holding on for a while. We will start in New Bern, North Carolina. Ron, what's on your mind?
Being that they're going to be shutting down TSA at midnight tonight, TSA should bar all people who voted against the bill. They shut them down. They should bar them from even flying. Those that's going out to California because they're going to go on a week break, let them walk. And,
yeah. Well, you know, most of those Democrats are heading over to Munich, Germany for a security conference. My suggestion was to not let them back in the country.
Well, that's a good one also, but let them walk or swim. And earlier, a lady up there was, Crockett, I think she said, she was trying to say everything is unconstitutional. I'll bet you she can't name the first 5 rights, the first article, First Amendment of our Constitution. Majority of the people don't know them.
Ron, you may be onto something there, and we sure do appreciate you calling. Thank you for listening to us. Let's go to Mark in the Villages, America's friendliest hometown. Hey, Mark, what's going on?
Hey, Todd, I wanted to touch bases on that mayor that was just on. You know, you guys got it together there with him, and they're all cooperating with him. But you look at these other mayors in these other states, like Minnesota, where they're not even, working with them. They're working against them. They're working against the police. They're working against ICE. They're working against them all. You got to cooperate as a team, like you guys have done with this mayor here in Tennessee. And you look at Louisiana. This federal judge just released 4 illegal immigrants convicted of murder, sex crimes from ICE custody in Louisiana, and it was an Obama-appointed judge.
You know, Mark, it's interesting. New Orleans and Memphis have multiple things in common, but the one thing they have in common here, both mayors are Democrats. And even though, and look, they're going to play the party line. I get that. But behind the scenes, is what we know is happening, and we know that there is some sort of coordination, if that's what you want to call it, between these administrations, New Orleans and Memphis, because of how well things are going. Things are going very smoothly here, rounding up the illegals, getting the violent criminals off the streets. And that's only going to mean great things for New Orleans. It's going to mean great things for Memphis and, honestly, other cities as well. So this is really the blueprint, I think, for other cities to bring in these federal assets and clean up the criminal element.
Yeah, you just got to work together. You really do, and it's just really sad. I wanted to go on one other note. I know why they're not returning your phone calls there. They've had enough of Todd Starnes for one day. I'm just messing with you.
Wow. Jeez, Lou.
I'm just teasing you.
Mark, that took an ugly turn.
It was a joke. It was a joke. I know Bill is sitting over there laughing. If you look at him, he's laughing.
All right. Mark, it's good hearing. Normally, it's great hearing from you, so we'll leave it there. Thanks, Mark. God bless, man. All right, let's go to our good buddy Joe in LJ. Joe, we're going to make you our official, financier, financial guru.
Well, I tell you what, I am so fired up. The Trump economy is doing great. The market hit 50,000, the Dow Jones Industrials. And my prediction is, and I agree with Trump, that before he is out of office, it'll be 100,000. And I think the Republicans are going to win landslide elections in November because the economy has never been better. The stock market's never been better. And Trump will get that across to the American people. And I think we'll have Republican landslide wins. And Todd, you're going to help in that effort to make it come true, because I know you're going to be out there telling your great listeners to go to the polls and vote Republican, and I think we'll have landslide wins. And thank you again for all you do, my friend.
Well, Joe, I appreciate that. Are you back in LJ, or are you still down at Sea Island?
I'm in LJ. I'm going back to Sea Island in March, and they love you down there. And when I go down there, people say, Joe, I hear you on the great Todd Starnes shows. Well, Todd, you're gaining more and more people are calling me and telling me they hear you on your great show. So your influence is growing. I'm sure you realize how much it is growing, but I just want to say thank you for all you do for the great American taxpayers.
Well, Joe, God bless you for that, and we appreciate you as always. That's our good buddy, folks, Joe from LJ. He's one of the originals. Called me on the very first day of my very first broadcast. It was like, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago. We've got an anniversary coming up. We launched the show in July 6, 2017 is when we launched the show. And someone told me just the other day, we're the longest running talk show, noon to 3 Eastern, across the country. So we've had longevity, and we love that. And, one of the reasons why I think we've had longevity is because of you, the great listeners. We have great affiliates. And we don't throw you guys for a loop. One day we're not Republican, the next day we're Democrat. No, you pretty much know where I'm coming from, and we do not deviate from that. So I just want to say thank you, and we'll have some sort of a big celebration. For the 10-year, Dylan, we're going to have to come up with a big celebration.
We're going to throw a party. Invite everybody. Invite every listener.
Oh, that'd be fun, right? We could do it here in Memphis.
We might need to expand. Yeah,
go down
we had to go somewhere.
Yeah. Rum Boogie.
Bring
in a good old blues band.
Lots of business there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like that. Great place, by the way. All right, 901-260-5926, our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. This story really interests me out of New York City. The president and the Trump administration had ordered that the American flag be flown at all memorials. Well, in New York City, they had removed the American flag, and they had raised the rainbow flag outside the Stonewall National Monument. Now, the Stonewall Inn was there was a massive fight riot back. Was it in the 1970s? It's a gay bar, is what it is. Stonewall is a gay bar. So anyway, city leaders are enraged, and they plan to re-raise the gay pride flag right outside this small park, which is in the Greenwich Village. And I spent a lot of time in New York City. It was down in the Greenwich Village. That's over in the, right below, Houston Street. The Manhattan Borough President, Brad Hollyman Segal, says, quote, "We've brought the flag back to a sacred site." Okay, dude, it's a gay bar. All right? It's a gay bar. Want to talk about what happened inside that gay bar? Want to do that, Mr. Borough President? We can't do that on the air, but we can have that conversation. By the way, this is the same Yahoo who literally demanded that Newsmax be taken off the air in taxi cabs in New York City. So the pride flag had been removed after the Department of Interior issued federal guidance that addressed the display of non-agency flags in the national park system. It was not exactly clear, reading from the New York Times report, it was not exactly clear when the flag was taken down, but employees said they had noticed it was gone on Monday morning. On Wednesday, federal employees raised an American flag on the pole where the pride flag had once flown. So it's not a matter of taking down Old Glory and putting up the rainbow flag for, I don't know, what is it, gay pride months now? I think we've got June, July, and August. No. They didn't even raise it was always the gay pride flag. Among those who are enraged, Congressman Jerry Nadler, the Manhattan Democrat, and they all stood together and hung the pride flag. As they turned to leave the park, the crowd began to shout higher. So they wanted the American flag below the pride flag. Then several people from the crowd stepped in and removed the pride flag and raised it again where it's side by side next to the American flag, which is a flag code violation according to the American Legion. Mariah Lopez, a transgender activist, said the flag's unauthorized return was in keeping with the history of the monument. It commemorates 3 days of protest and street clashes between gay activists and police after the police raided the Stonewall Inn. Timothy French, a drag performer from the Bronx who uses gender-neutral pronouns, all right, I'm already confused, said the return of the flag had made them feel emotional. They said they had recently, he said he had been recently assaulted on the subway and had a transgender friend who was hospitalized after an attack. Well, what does that have to do with the rainbow flag? So anyway, this is now a huge issue in New York City, and they're saying there is no place for the American flag on a taxpayer-funded monument, which is a gay bar. Do you have a problem, ladies and gentlemen, with what the Department of Interior did here? 901-260-5926, our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. So there's a podcaster out there, and her name is Jennifer Welch. She is, she's white, actually, but she's got a problem with her own race. And she's saying that all of you white people out there should stop watching sports with black athletes and that white people have no culture of their own. So we're just kind of like, what are we, blobs? What? I don't understand. What does that mean? That white people have not contributed anything to society ever. Take a listen.
Restaurants, you want white culture, you go live in it. You live in it, bathe in it. Like that's the only thing that I see when you get all white people together in the United States. There's no culture at all. So they have to go borrow culture from people. Even the word woke, they've borrowed from black culture. I went to a Mexican restaurant with my parents, my son, my husband over the weekend. And there's just all these MAGA looking people in there. And I thought, you've got a lot of nerve coming in here. Coming into this Mexican restaurant where every single waiter, obviously English was their second language, served with a smile. They run a great little local business. And Oklahoma City is a better place because of these hard-working immigrants that come in here. But I cannot imagine the horror they feel when they are driving to and from work, when they might have a hearing on their status, legal status. I can't imagine the people who've already been taken from their lives. Right. And to see these fat ass, pink arm, teeny weeny, beta with their ugly ass wives walk into this Mexican restaurant and sit down and smile and be friendly. I don't think you should be able to enjoy anything but Cracker Barrel.
All right, enough of you. Stuff it up your chalupa, lady. Jeez-a-loo. You know what? I am tired. I am tired of these GOGs, these gals of girth with their magenta hair, spewing all this anti-white hate. Lady, if you hate being white, book yourself a tanning salon. That's all I can tell you. But it's, folks, have you noticed there's like been an uptick in like white people bashing? You do this to any, and by the way, what's wrong with a white couple going to enjoy an authentic Mexican dinner at Taco Bell? What's wrong with that? I'm sorry, I tried not to do that without laughing, Dylan. But again, I mean, I love gorditas. Are you telling me that I can't have a delicious gordita because I'm of the Caucasian persuasion? Is that what you're telling me? I don't know about that. Oh, we got to take a break. 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
It's Todd Starnes.
From director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story.
They said you had no chance, but here you are.
Starring Joel Courtney, John Corbett, Stephanie Shostak, Macy McLean, with Devon Franklin and William H. Macy.
If you focus exactly on loving the life that you're living right now, and not the life that you think you could have had or should have had, that's the whole deal right there.
Soul on Fire, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Now playing. For tickets, go to soulonfiremovie.com.
Soul on fire.
Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank you for your great support this past year, and they're looking to make 2026 the best year yet. And as a thank you to my listeners, MyPillow is offering exclusive free shipping on your entire order at wholesale pricing. That means they're bringing back the mega sale exclusively for my listeners. For example, the classic My Pillows, normally $49.98, now marked down to only $14.98. Turn any mattress into the best mattress ever with the made in the USA My Pillow My Mattress Topper. Save up to $100. Get a set of My Pillow Giza Dream Sheets for as low as $29.98 or the 6-pack towel set for only $34.98. To get the best specials ever, go to MyPillow.com. Use promo code STARNES. Or give them a call, 800-839-8506. These offers won't last long, so call now, 800-839-8506, or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STARNES. Order now, and your entire order ships free. For more than 12 years, Patriot Mobile has been on the front lines fighting for our God-given rights and freedoms while providing exceptional nationwide cell phone service with access to all 3 of the main networks. Patriot Mobile's all-U.S.-based support team is standing by to take care of you. Call 972-PATRIOT today or go to patriotmobile.com/Todd. Use promo code Todd for a free month of service. That's patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT, code Todd.
We're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
What you desire, don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at smokeybear.com. And remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Todd Starnes radio show. By the way, I want to throw out another Valentine's Day trivia question for you. And, you know, we talk a lot about flowers. Can you tell us the number one flower that is given on Valentine's Day? The number one flower. What kind? No, it's not it could be a trick question. Possibly. It's not a fern, Dylan. Why would you think it's a fern?
I thought it was a weed. One of those weeds.
That you smoke or like you pluck?
No. Well, you know, that might be a good Valentine's Day gift if you're having trouble in the household.
Hey, baby, you can be mellow. What do you want to do? Whatever. Let's just get some Funyuns.
Sounds fun.
I like that. So give us a call, 901-260-5926, if you know the answer to that. No, it is not a fern, and it is not weed. The top flower given on Valentine's Day, 901-260-5926. All right, President Trump weighing in on Savannah Guthrie's mother. She's been missing for, 13 days now? The president saying it is not a good situation. The president also not answering questions about whether or not the cartels might be involved. He said, or even another nation could have been involved. The president says you can't say that yet. It's a little bit early. So that's a little weird. Look, that whole case is just bizarre, ladies and gentlemen, just bizarre. All right, got to take a break. 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
Great if life came with a remote control. You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, it's important to support companies and organizations that share our values. Patriot Mobile not only shares our beliefs, but they actually do something about it. America's only conservative Christian wireless carrier. And they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you care about. Switch to Patriot Mobile now and use the promo code TODD to get free activation and a free gift. Veterans and first responders save even more. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT. Many college grads are anti-capitalist activists, so if you're a business owner, how do you find new employees who won't destroy your business? Hi, this is Todd Starnes, and that's where Red Balloon comes in. They're America's #1 pro-freedom job board, and they're shaking up the hiring world by focusing on values and mission-aligned talent. Now, there are two ways Red Balloon can help. You can post your job on their national job board. Over 20,000 people visit every week, or you can hire Red Balloon Recruiter for a more customized talent search. Now, the Recruiter team is really fantastic. They start by learning your workplace culture and writing a custom job posting, and then they source and screen candidates from their national database. Their team conducts first interviews, and you get alerts when they find highly qualified candidates. And Red Balloon delivers these high-quality results at a fraction of traditional corporate recruiter prices. People are saying Red Balloon is a game changer. So check them out today, redballoon.work. Use the promo code STARNS and save $100 on Recruiter.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. Talk to someone if you're struggling with mental health, because most people out here really care. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Love. Exciting and new. Come on aboard, everybody. We're expecting you. All right, you got to get ready. You know what's coming, ladies and gentlemen. Every Valentine's Day, we sing this together as a nation. I know Joe Messina, he's already on board with us. Sing, America. Sue we'll be making another run. The Love Boat. I don't hear you singing, Joe Messina.
You're not. What do you want me to do? Clear the station?
No, I want you to set a course for adventure.
Well, I got to finish putting my bell bottoms and platform shoes on. Got to give you a little notice here.
Well, here's what's sad about this. I told Dylan, I'm like, guys, it's Valentine's Day. We got to have the theme song to Love American Style. We got to have the Love Boat. And they're looking at me with like this Gen Z stare.
Yeah.
They're like, what are you talking about? It's so disappointing. It's so.
Yes, you know what? Ask him what a Rolodex is, and you can weed them out real fast.
Well, there you go. I do have a Rolodex story, but I want to hold that for a minute. Joe Messina, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, host of the nationally syndicated Joe Messina Show. He's also your president of the school board there in Santa Clarita, California.
Yes.
And an all-around great guy.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we have our challenges here this week. I had a boatload of walkouts from the schools. I had a lot of fun with that.
Well, we're going to talk about that in a minute, Joe, but it's Valentine's Day, and we're giving away stuff, and we've got a trivia question on the table. So, Joe, let's go to Mary Ann in North Carolina. Mary Ann, how are you today?
I'm so blessed. I don't know what to do. I hope you feel the same.
Mary Ann, I do feel blessed. I'm hanging out with you and Joe Messina. So I'm getting like a double portion of blessing today.
Well, yeah.
All right, Marianne, we're going to help you win a prize here, and Joe's your lifeline if you need him. Here we go. What is the number one flower that is given on Valentine's Day? And I will tell you, it is not a fern. That is not the correct answer.
It is a rose.
Yes, that is correct. Marianne, it is a rose. Did you have to look that up, or did you just automatically know, I got this one?
I knew what that was.
Are you ready for this, guys? Nearly 250 million roses are grown in preparation for Valentine's Day.
The first question they asked you, though, well, I went to the grocery store with a friend this morning, and when we walked in, this gentleman had two bunches of roses. One was orange and one was red, and he said, which one should I take? And I said, you need to take the red.
Oh,
red is the best color.
All right, so you gave this man some good advice, because red symbolizes love, Marianne.
I know that.
All right. You got big plans, Marianne?
No.
All right, well, you never know.
I don't have any. My loved one is in the ever after.
Well, I said, still, you never know. I mean, we have a great big audience, and especially there in North Carolina, so you never know you never know. Marianne, congratulations. We're going to put you on hold, and we're going to get your information, and we'll send you a lovely Valentine's Day prize pack. Joe Messina, what about yourself? Do you already have Valentine's Day taken care of, or are you a last-minute guy?
I will be fighting the Valentine's Day card aisle along with probably 200 other men after the show is over here this morning.
Well, that's okay. You just don't want to be the guy going to the 7-Eleven picking up roses.
No. I'm in California. I can get them on the street corners here.
Oh, jeez.
So
the guy's washing your windshields.
Yeah, see, think about it. It's full service. I get the roses. I get the windshield washed. It's all things.
It's a side hustle, right on the five. I love it. Yeah. Joe, we were talking earlier in the program about this story out of New York City, where the Stonewall Inn, which is it's a gay bar where they had all these riots, and now it's some sort of a national historic landmark. But they're not flying the American flag; they were flying the Pride flag. And so the Department of Interior came in and said, "No, that's not how it's going to be. We're flying Old Glory here." What say you?
You fly Old Glory. It's federal property. All right, now I'm sorry for what happened there many years ago, but I'm not trying to be insensitive. Yesterday's news. You want to talk about it inside? You want to put some pamphlets up about it, or maybe around the quote-unquote, not the holiday, but the memorial event behind it, 1 or 2 days, fine. Not the flag, just letting people know what happened there. But no, American flag, Old Glory. That's all that belongs to that pole.
What do you make of all of these protests? You mentioned the school protest, and we had one in Memphis yesterday, and the kids were walking out with the Mexican flag. They were flying the Mexican flag. What the heck is going on out there?
I got in so much trouble for that, but I don't really care. Anyhow, we had the same thing here. We have 10 high schools in my district, and every one of them at some point in time this week has had a walkout. And, again, you and I are constitutional people. I said, look, the kids have a right to walk out as long as they do it properly, and they've got permission. And there's a whole bunch of guidelines. They threw them all aside because apparently they're above the law. So they walked out, and the disheartening thing too was they had the F-ICE signs that they had made up, and I'm thinking that's not us, that's not our culture here. But you're right, there was several of these things had Mexican flags, and I said I made the mistake of asking the question in public. I'm kind of confused here because I'm not the smartest guy in the room. Are they protesting American policies, or are they protesting Mexican policies? I don't quite understand what's going on here.
Wow, did anybody respond to that?
Oh, I had a few of them respond to me about what a racist I was. I had no business being on a school board. I don't care about all these kids. I only care about a certain group of kids. I'm going, okay, which ones would those be? I care about I care about all kids. But if teachers, and there are teachers encouraging this, Todd, we found some teachers were briefing the kids on how to do it and how to stay safe and that kind of stuff, which is good, staying safe. But they're out there screaming against the U.S. government, and I'm thinking, okay, so go to the Mexican government, go down there and see what happens when you start protesting in the streets.
Yeah, I love that. Or you know what? Go to Mexico without any sort of documentation. See what happens.
Yeah, true.
Let us know how that turns out for you.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And they're being, look, people keep calling it indoctrination. Okay, maybe it is. But what it actually is these teachers have an ideology. And they believe that they know what's better than anybody else. And they've got those kids, think about it, people. They've got your kids pretty much 6 hours a day. And a survey that was done a few years back said that the high school teacher in a community is one of the most revered and trusted people in your community. And these kids love their teachers. This is why you have to be active with your children, nieces, nephews, grandsons, granddaughters. Let them know the truth and let them know how you feel.
I love this. Joe Messina on our Patriot Mobile Newsmaker line today. Joe, I don't know what the schools are like there in Santa Clarita, but a lot of these schools, you've got the kids are not at age level when it comes to reading comprehension. I think one of the schools I saw was at 6% of kids passing math class. It seems to me they ought to be focused on educating the kids as opposed to letting them just storm out many times without parental notification, and that's a big problem.
It is, but let me tell you what Governor Newsom kind of slid in a while back, which is kids are allowed to leave campus. If they leave campus during class or what have you, they get a 0 unless their parents write a note that say they were allowed to protest with my permission. So if they're doing a protest or a government thing, they can walk out, and as long as they have, even if it's permission after the fact, and the parents write a note, you can't give them a 0, and you have to allow them to take the class over again or to take that particular portion of the class over again. But the teachers are in on it, so they're not really giving them a hard time with the whole thing. And it's just amazing to me how this goes down, and they get away with it. And to your point, the teachers are getting paid too for teaching nothing, for
teaching
not
nothing,
being in that class. And we recently found out. Now, first, I'm going to give you the numbers that we are within the top 5 school districts in Los Angeles County. We're within the top 20 in the state of California. However, drum roll, got a drum roll? However, there you go.
We're low
47% of our kids are only at math proficiency. Only 47% of our kids can do math properly. Only 52% of our kids can read, have an English proficiency, and they're excited about it. I'm not, but they are.
Wow. I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised. By the way, this interesting story, and of course this impacts you guys in California, the Virginia Supreme Court has now greenlit a referendum on redistricting in Virginia. And look, here's the deal, Joe. If everybody wins what they're supposed to win, Republicans and Democrats across the nation, the Democrats will immediately take control of the House because they're eliminating all but one Republican congressional district there in Virginia. So they went from having 5 down to 1. And we had Congressman Marlon Stutzman on from Indiana. He told me that even if they wanted to go back now and the Republicans could do redistricting, they're not going to be able to get it done in time for the midterms. And, of course, you guys are dealing with a very similar situation there in California.
Oh, we are. And the court upheld Governor Newsom's ability, after he lied to the people here, to be able to gerrymander these to the point where we may only end up with 2 seats here in California. And the funny thing about it is, Todd, we have over 40% Republican registration. Think about that one. So we have over the 40% Republican registration here, and yet we will virtually have, for all intents and purposes, no say here in the state of California. And it's people are up in arms about it, but I say the same thing. Did you get out and vote? We still had a lousy turnout on the vote for this. So, our Republican friends, our conservative friends, don't think that we've got this, or don't think that a lot of people think like you do. You need to get your friends and loved ones off the couch, get them to stop drooling all over themselves, and get out there and cast their vote.
Joe, before we let you go, I'm just curious about the California governor's race. Of course, you guys have one of these, they call it all-party open primary, and the top 2 vote getters, no matter their party, advance on to the general election. And I'm looking at polling data here that just about every single poll has either Steve Hilton or Chad Bianco in the lead.
They are, and it's amazing. But you got to be careful with the polls. Obviously, I think Hilton has a real chance. He's got a real good team together. He's got a real good ground game together. And the Democrats, if you watch the governors, they had like a governor symposium forum, and every one of the Dems was on board with everything that Governor Newsom did. It was just amazing. And God bless Hilton, because he kept saying, look, you really need more of this? You got 4 guys standing up here that are telling you they'll keep doing what they're doing, and you'll keep paying high gas prices. So I think he's making those inroads. And, yeah, I believe that we call it a guerrilla primary. Top 2 vote getters get in. If we get both of them, I'll be surprised, but I know we'll get one.
Well, and of course, Chad's catching fire from Steve Hilton because he took a knee during the whole George Floyd stuff.
Yeah, I interviewed him on that, and he said that part of that was they were tricked into doing it. I'm thinking, you're the sheriff of one of the largest counties in the state. You got tricked into that? Give me a break. And he said, number 2, we also did it to tamp down the temperature. I was like, so you acquiesced to tamp down the temperature. You realize that's not how they take it. They take it as a win, and that you're weak. So he's going to have a hard time getting by a lot of Republicans with that.
Joe, before we let you go, let's go to the phones. We have Arlene in Gainesville, Georgia, wants to weigh in on that pride flag story we talked about right off the top. Hi, Arlene. What's on your mind today?
Hi, Todd. Well, I say, oh, glory to be flowing, but I am very upset because they have hijacked our rainbow. What it stands for in the Bible.
Well, it's and that you're right about that, Arlene, and Joe. I know you're a good church-going man as well. No doubt about it. I think they've stolen the true meaning of the rainbow, God's promise to us.
Oh, totally agree. And you think about it though. What has Satan done from day one? Right? He twists God's word. He perverts God's word. And he's perverted the rainbow. And matter of fact, I think they're getting out of rainbow territory. They have so many groups and colors on that flag anymore. It's going to end up having to be a 25 by 52-foot flag by the time they get done.
Yeah. All right. Joe, good hearing from you. Where can people go if they want to get more info?
Just go to joemessina.com. joemessina.com. You find the stations and the times and all that. And God bless. Hey, guys, have a great Valentine's Day. And, guys, just give up. You've already lost. Give your sweetheart what she wants.
That's it. All right, Joe. God bless, my friend. Good man right there. Got to take a break. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
From the front lines of the culture wars, it's Todd Starnes.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
Thought, well, just for the heck of it, I'll try this Balance of Nature.
But I thought, all right, I'll do it for 1 month, and then I can cancel. And so I ordered it for 1 month. I have told so many people about this stuff. They think I'm crazy. So for me to say I would continue to do it means it's got to be good.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements today. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first preferred set with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. That's 1-800-246-8751. Don't wait. Now's the time to take action. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
Hey, Todd Starnes here. Every day, Americans make choices that shape our country's future, right down to which cell phone provider we support. Now, here's what a lot of people don't realize. Patriot Mobile is not just a wireless provider. They're an activist organization funded by selling top-tier cell phone service, and they've been on the front lines defending our freedom long before it was cool, standing in the gap when others would not. And the best part is they deliver prioritized premium service on all 3 major U.S. networks. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you help grow a movement that fuels the Christian conservative cause. Every bill you pay helps advance the values of faith, family, and freedom. And switching is easier than ever. Activated minutes. Keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade. Take a stand today. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. Use promo code Todd for a free month of service. That's patriotmobile.com/Todd. Call 972-PATRIOT. Make the switch today.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
I'm a 70-year-old man. I'm not a young guy, and I'm an ex-athlete. Well, yeah, when I was taking it, I recognized that I was feeling better. You know what I'm saying? And just mentally knowing is important also.
I am a customer of you guys. I love your product. Love it, love it. Nothing but good things to say about your product. I love it. And as long as y'all are going to sell it, I'm going to take it as long as I can.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer. And for a limited time, get 35% off your first order with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Happy to have you with us today. Open Line Friday. Want to play some audio here. This is this is Brittany Cooper. This is just what your tax dollars are paying for. And I know many people, we get a lot of mail from you fine folk, and many people are like, Todd, are you serious? Is there really a race war going on? Really? Are people targeting white people? Well, I just want you to hear from Professor Brittany Cooper. She is at Rutgers University. Her salary paid for with your tax dollars. She is a women's gender and sexual studies professor. And this is how she feels about all of you people of the Caucasian persuasion. Professor?
Here is where I land most days about white people.
And I actually have been helped in this by thinking about indigenous people, right? See, part of the challenge around whiteness is that it totally skews our view of everything, right? I gave this like TED talk about this some years back, and one of the reasons I was trying to think about it is like the world didn't start when white people arrived in America and tried to tell all the rest of us how things were going to go. There were people out here making worlds, Africans and indigenous people being brilliant, and, you know, libraries and inventions and, you know, vibrant notions of humanity and cross-cultural exchange long before white people showed up being raggedy and violent and terrible and trying to take everything from everybody.
Who are you calling raggedy? Pardon me. You know, this blows my mind that someone like this is actually teaching young people at Rutgers University. And I can't imagine in a million years ever thinking like this about another race of people. But this is not some sort of a rando. This is not a TikTok video. This is a professor at a fairly prestigious university, Rutgers, for crying out loud. And it's really, really inappropriate. But beyond that, it's racist. And we've got to call this out. Otherwise, you're going to wake up one day and you're going to realize, wait a second, I feel like a second-class citizen in this world, in this country. And you will be. You may be a third-class citizen. So when we come back, I have some more audio, including Senator Cory Booker, and also an anti-white activist who says all of you white people need to be reprogrammed. So these are the conversations that are happening in the nation's academic community. You may not be aware, but you need to be. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back. Most people don't look forward to their annual physical because they're nervous what the doctor might find. I know that's how I feel. That's why what you do before the appointment matters. So before your next checkup, make the one health change your doctor should notice or your money back. Make it Field of Greens. Doctors today look beyond your calendar age. They look at biological age, how healthy your cells and vital organs are. Field of Greens was designed with that in mind. In fact, a university study found participants who only added Field of Greens saw measurable improvements in key health markers. Just one change changed everything. That's why Field of Greens promises your doctor will notice your improved health or your money back. Go into your next physical confident. One scoop once a day, done. Make Field of Greens your one smart change this year. Check out the university study and get 20% off at fieldofgreens.com, promo code STARNS. That's fieldofgreens.com, promo code STARNS.
Mama, what does the chicken say?
Chicken. Oh, okay.
When the wolf?
Oh, a wolf. Ooh!
What about the tiny dog? Cat? Owl? Dolphin? What does the turkey say? Whale?
Whale sound.
Do the giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Okay. Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/
the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hello, Americans. I'm Todd Starnes. Stand by for news and commentary next.
From director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story.
They said you had no chance, but here you are.
Starring Joel Courtney, John Corbett, Stephanie Shostak, Macy McLean, with Devon Franklin and William H. Macy.
If you focus exactly on loving the life that you're living right now, and not the life that you think you could have had or should have had, that's the whole deal right there.
Soul on Fire, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Now playing. For tickets, go to soulonfiremovie.com.
Soul on fire.
Generation Z is not all that smart. Now, that's not what Todd Starnes is saying, but that's what the experts are saying. The generation born between 1997 and 2010, the very first generation that did worse in school than the generation before them. Dr. Jared Horvath, a top neurologist, testified before Congress. He says Gen Z underperformed on basically every cognitive measure from basic attention, literacy, and general IQ. The doctor says one of the reasons why is because kids are spending too much time in front of the screens. Dr. Horvath says he's not anti-tech, but he wants schools to put away the laptops and give the kids actual books, make them use a pen and piece of paper again. Look, I'm not so sure about the doctor's take on Generation Z, but man, it sure would be nice if they would return phone calls and maybe answer text messages on the same day they were sent. I'm Todd Starnes.
The Todd Starnes Show begins in 4 minutes. The Todd Starnes Show begins in 2 minutes. The Todd Starnes Show begins in 1 minute.
Live from the Liberty University studio in Memphis, Tennessee, it's America's conservative blowtorch.
That's us. That's right. I love this American ride.
Todd Starnes.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Don Lemon showing up at the courthouse today. He's being arraigned for storming a Christian church and causing mayhem. And he is facing some big-time trouble, everybody. Welcome. Great to have you with us on this Open Line Friday edition of the program. 901-260-5926 is our telephone number. So anyway, and I kid you not, the video of outside, the scene outside the courthouse there in Minneapolis is rather shocking. You have all of these GOGs, these gals of girth, and they're waving. Well, I'm trying to figure out a polite way to say this. They're waving male appendages. I'm not sure I understand the context. I'm not sure we want to understand the context, but that's what's happening right now outside the courthouse as Don Lemon is arraigned. What a mess, ladies and gentlemen. What a mess. Also, just mere moments ago, the Ugandan Muslim who's in charge of New York City, Zoran Mamdani, is standing before the cameras demanding that a suspect be released, no charges filed. Now, the suspect tried to stab a police officer, an NYPD officer, with a butcher knife. Zoran Mamdani says that the suspect is a good man and should be released. This is insanity. So anyway, the guy, and all of this is on body cam footage, and it's very clear that this guy, his name is Jabez Chakraborty, and the body cam video shows him charging the NYPD officer with a knife. The officer had to discharge his weapon to protect himself. The district attorney is seeking criminal charges against Chakraborty. They're alleging he has schizophrenia. And the mayor seems to agree. Says, nope, this guy needs to go free. He needs to be back out on the street so he can stab another police officer. I'm telling you, you folks in New York City, and by the way, here's how bad it is. Back when I lived in New York City, it didn't matter if, and we had a blizzard. We had a blizzard there one year, multiple feet of snow. Several days later, everything was cleared. Everything cleared. And the reason why is they had a system in place to do all of that. It's a very complex system. So Mamdani gets elected. Nobody knows what to do. And so now you've got vehicles that are literally encased in giant blocks of ice. Dylan, they're having to use jackhammers, literal jackhammers, to break up the ice in New York City. Unbelievable what's going on there. So you get what you vote for, folks. You wanted somebody who had no experience leading any sort of a city, much less the largest city in America. And well, this is what happens. It's brilliant. So look, I want to go back and touch on something I mentioned in the previous segment. And I truly believe that we're all made in God's image. And it angers me when people try to use race as a wedge. And many people on the left accuse me of being a white nationalist, a white supremacist, because I'm pointing out these kinds of stories. The reality is, if you take away the word white and insert any other race, it would be a national news story. But because they're coming after white people, it seems as though that is okay. I mean, because that's what these generations have been taught in their schools through critical race theory. White people are the oppressors. Minorities are the oppressed. There's a video circulating on X, and it's brilliant. They went up to a white chick on one of these campuses, and they said, all right, honey, they're proposing. No, they didn't say honey. Okay, darling. Stop, Starnes. Okay, Buttercup. So they were asking this white gal, this white student chick, and they said, hey, they're building housing that's only for black students. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with segregating the black students into their own housing, dormitory. And the white chick says, well, yeah, of course, that makes all the sense of the world. All right, then. Would you also be in favor of building a dormitory exclusively for white students? How dare you? That is racist. Who do you think you are? And she explodes at the guy. That's what we're dealing with here. So anyway, there is an anti-race activist, and she came out yesterday and announced that all of you white people need to be reprogrammed because apparently we're very violent people. Did you know that, Dylan?
I didn't know that. Yeah, no.
We're pretty violent.
This is news to me.
I know in the 6 years that I've been here in our beautiful palatial broadcasting bunker, I've never thrown anybody out of the second floor window.
Yeah, I can concur. I can confirm that. That's true.
I may have wanted to, but I never did.
Yeah. Well,
it's self-control.
Yes, disciplined man.
It's that yoga. Pilates class. It does that to you.
Right.
So anyway, here's the anti-race activist. Take a listen to cut 3.
White people do not inherently have empathy, and it's something that I've talked about for more than a year. And one of the reasons is because it has not been modeled. If you look at the epigenetic nature of white folks, especially European Americans, white American people, there is this long-standing history of violence, and there has been no effort, no intentions, no work for white people to unpack it. So it doesn't really matter what type of community. It doesn't matter what the effort. White people don't have any practice in doing anything that is anti-oppressive. The things they have practiced doing together is violence, right? Is coming together to do what? Overthrow the government. Coming together to do what? Perform a lynching. Coming together to what? Perform violence, win a war, play a game, do a thing, right, to others. What has to happen first and foremost before there's any movement for white folks around change, around justice, around progress, is they have to first unpack that inherent violence that sits in them. Now, they cannot do that, right, unless they're under some sort of leadership, coaching, and mentorship of people who are more marginalized than they are. So what happens in these other spaces where you may have neurodivergent folks or queer folks or, whatever, right? There are all these other marginalized identities that people fail to realize that unless you are black, those other marginalized identities do not outweigh the marginalization of black people. And when black people are queer or neurodivergent or, older or in a fat body or anything else, right, the marginalization is greater than anybody that's white.
All right. So there you go. That is an avowed racist right there, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to hear anybody else calling her that, but that's her thinking. That's what she is all about. But we're all about facts here on this program. And according to the U.S. Census Bureau, in 2019, black people made up 12.2% of the U.S. population. However, they represented 26.6% of the total arrest, including 51% of the murder arrest, 52% of the robbery arrest, 28% of the burglary arrest, and 28% of motor vehicle thefts, 42% of prostitution arrest, and 26% of drug arrest. And that information came from the FBI's Uniform Crime Report. And if you want to look it up for yourself, it's Table 43. So that is the reality. She talks about, and again, we're talking percentage-wise. So she can say whatever she wants to say, but she is not privileged to her own set of facts. And the facts are that white people are not the most violent demographic in this country. If you want to have that conversation, we can have that conversation. But to go out there and try to portray white people or any other people group for that matter and try to convince people based upon what, your opinion? No. You don't come to the argument with opinion. You come armed with facts, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Senator Cory Booker. And the senator is shocked by this notion that the reason why they're bringing in, his party is bringing in tens of millions of illegals, is to replace Americans. He doesn't buy that as an argument. Take a listen.
What do you mean when you say that you believe in the great replacement theory?
Senator, thank you for that question. This refers to the intentional demographic replacement of Europeans in Europe. It was invented by Renaud Camus, who was a French scholar.
You think there's an active effort to, quote unquote, replace Americans right now?
Senator, I think the Democratic Party, through its immigration policies, has certainly shown signs of that.
And I don't understand that. So you are saying that if more Americans are Black or Latino Americans, that somehow weakens America because it puts whites in a minority.
So that was a gentleman by the name of Jeremy Carl. He's a member of a think tank, and he is up for a nomination for a position within the Trump administration. It looks as though, however, that Republicans are going to squash the nomination. I mean, look, the reality of all of this, and again, Jeremy Kyle is up for a role in the State Department, is they're saying that his language is racist, sexist, and anti-Semitic. But the reality is what he said is true. What he said is absolutely true when it comes to ideas like the replacement theory. Now, you can agree or disagree, but the facts are that there are tens of millions of people from other countries that are being brought here illegally to undermine our way of life, to undermine the very foundations of our nation. Carl wrote about the Great Replacement. They are calling it a conspiracy theory that posits there is a plot afoot to intentionally bring non-white immigrants into Western countries to replace white populations. So if you don't believe that, if that's not the case, then could you please explain why all of a sudden the Democrats are allowing tens of millions of illegals to breach our borders and come into our country? And by the way, this notion that the Somali immigrants make our country stronger, could you explain that to me while you're doing that? Because most of the Somali immigrants that were brought into this country are on government assistance. They're on welfare. So that means money that you're working hard for, money that you're paying in the form of taxes, is going to provide welfare to Somali immigrants when, in fact, that money could be used to, help the homeless people of America, help our military veterans. There are lots of other things that we could be doing with that money. So anyway, that's a little bit about what's going on. You're not going to see any of this in the national news, but it's happening. You need to be aware of it. And especially if you're a person of the Caucasian persuasion, because they're putting a target on you. And that's only going to get worse the longer they keep teaching critical race theory in our schools. We got to take a break. 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
You're with Todd Starnes.
Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank you for your great support this past year, and they're looking to make 2026 the best year yet. And as a thank you to my listeners, MyPillow is offering exclusive free shipping on your entire order at wholesale pricing. That means they're bringing back the mega sale exclusively for my listeners. For example, the classic My Pillows, normally $49.98, now marked down to only $14.98. Turn any mattress into the best mattress ever with the made in the USA My Pillow My Mattress Topper. Save up to $100. Get a set of My Pillow Giza Dream Sheets for as low as $29.98 or the 6-pack towel set for only $34.98. To get the best specials ever, go to MyPillow.com. Use promo code STARNS or give them a call, 800-839-8506. These offers won't last long, so call now, 800-839-8506, or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STARNS. Order now, and your entire order ships free.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
Thought, well, just for the heck of it, I'll try this Balance of Nature. But I thought, all right, I'll do it for 1 month, and then I can cancel. And so I ordered it for 1 month. I have told so many people about this stuff. They think I'm crazy. So for me to say I would continue to do it means it's got to be good.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements today. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first preferred set with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. That's 1-800-246-8751. Don't wait. Now's the time to take action. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is Medi-Share. Maybe you've heard switching to Medi-Share to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for Medi-Share is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medi-Share works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 844-43-BIBLE. That's 844-43-BIBLE. 844-43-BIBLE.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says,
avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Get hurt in a game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out, because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one moon I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore can love.
All right, welcome back to the Todd Starnes Radio Show. It is Valentine's Day Eve, and let's go to the phones here. 901-260-5926. Let's say hello to Robert in Mills River, North Carolina. Hi, Robert. What's on your mind today?
Todd, I just thought I'd call in and wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day. I just turned 58 today, and it's so pretty here. And hearing your show today and getting to hear the mayor from Tennessee there and you talk, you all have a great show, Todd. And I love it. And I got all your books. I got your Culture Jihad book. Everything in there is hitting right where people need to read that, because they need to read all your books. But my favorite's the Daily Biscuit.
Well, thank you. You know, we had a lot of fun writing the Daily Biscuit, and it was. I'm so thankful that you are reading the books, and folks, we do have a lot of them. As a matter of fact, a brand new book coming out in the spring, and we'll be telling you more about that as we get closer to launch date. But it's going to be a doozy. I'll just leave it at that. Well, Robert, we want to wish you a happy birthday, and thank you so much for listening to the program, and thanks for calling in today.
God bless you, Todd.
All right, God bless you too, Robert. And Mills River, listening to us on WHKP, great radio station there near Asheville. It's in Hendersonville, North Carolina. Let's go to John in Kentucky. Hi, John. What's on your mind?
Hey there, Todd. It's Open Lines Friday. First of all, I want to say happy Valentine's Day that's coming up. I want to say happy Valentine's Day to my wife, Cindy, and I was a belated birthday. I didn't forget her birthday, though, yesterday, so I want to tell you that. She didn't kill me, so I'm still alive.
Well, that's good.
Well, especially living with Marine. Need I say more? Okay. Anyhow, I just want to talk about Greg Bovino, the commander of the field forces in Minnesota. And personally, I think what they did is they threw him under the bus. I believe the Trump administration did surrender to Governor Walz and Mayor Fry. They say they're going to allow our ICE agents to go in and take the prisoners, the criminal illegal aliens. Unfortunately, as they're going through the front door, they're going to release the prisoners out the back door. And to me, this is just going to empower the people on the left. And personally, I think a lot of these Republicans, I call them so-called rhinos, that back up this plan, I really feel that they're scared about the re-election year. And I really feel that they are dropping the ball on the real American citizens that care about this nation, the legal immigrants, the ones that have been naturalized, and everything else. I don't know. Like you said, the establishment media has refused to interview people that have fled countries that are communist, that are whatever. But I just really feel bad for Greg Bovino, what I called him the field general. It's kind of like when Eisenhower relieved Patton after World War II. It's kind of like President Trump sent General Eisenhower to relieve General Patton in Minnesota.
Well, let me say this, John, and that music means we've got to scoot to break here. I have no doubt that's what we did, and we capitulated. We surrendered to the media, to the Democrats, and to establishment Republicans. They thought this issue was going to hurt them in the midterms. This is the issue that everybody cares about. Everybody agrees the illegals have to go. Got to take a break. We'll be right back.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. And never give in to a meltdown. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never let them have too much screen time. And never bribe them for just one more bite. You say you'd never let them out in public without their hair brushed. Never, ever become a minivan mom. And you'd never give them your phone for a quiet dinner.
Calling boss work phone.
So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, No, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, it's important to support companies and organizations that share our values. Patriot Mobile not only shares our beliefs, but they actually do something about it. America's only conservative Christian wireless carrier. And they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you care about. Switch to Patriot Mobile now and use the promo code TODD to get free activation and a free gift. Veterans and first responders save even more. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT. Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank you for your great support this past year, and they're looking to make 2026 the best year yet. And as a thank you to my listeners, MyPillow is offering exclusive free shipping on your entire order at wholesale pricing. That means they're bringing back the mega sale exclusively for my listeners. For example, the classic My Pillows, normally $49.98, now marked down to only $14.98. Turn any mattress into the best mattress ever with the made in the USA My Pillow My Mattress Topper. Save up to $100. Get a set of My Pillow Giza Dream Sheets for as low as $29.98 or the 6-pack towel set for only $34.98. To get the best specials ever, go to MyPillow.com. Use promo code STARNES or give them a call, 800-839-8506. These offers won't last long, so call now, 800-839-8506, or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STARNES. Order now, and your entire order ships free.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
All right, I have a question for you, everybody. Do you have a work husband or a work wife? The reason why I ask that is there's a bit of a controversy brewing over work husbands and work wives in Valentine's Day, where now apparently they're providing cards. So, Dylan, you can go to the Hallmark store and you can get yourself a card, a Valentine's Day card for your work wife.
I didn't get you a card. Sorry.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Well, I wasn't thinking about me, but...
I know what you're trying to say.
No.
Anyway, Card Factory, they have created these cards. They believe it to be one of the most controversial greeting cards in recent memory, more so because Valentine's Day has been thrown into the mix. And the card says, "For my work husband on Valentine's Day."
That's problematic.
Doesn't it seem like you're cheating?
That is some would argue, I would argue that's a form of cheating.
All of the tension came to the surface after a TikTok video showed a Valentine's Day card on sale at Card Factory addressing a work husband or a work wife. Now, the second card reads, "For my work wife on Valentine's Day, I finally found someone just as inappropriate as me." One person writing in, "HR is going to be busy this month." Another said, "This is foul." Another said it was a Dear Mistress card. I'm wondering what would happen if your actual real, legal wife found out about it.
Or if you accidentally gave your real wife the work wife card.
Oh, that would be bad.
Little mixeroo.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Oopsie. Oopsie.
I'm sleeping on the couch forever.
Wow. One commenter said, "Ex-boyfriend swore nothing was going on with his work wife. 3 months after we broke up, they were together." It's always the work wife. It's always the work wife. The idea that it's never two single people in these situations was echoed repeatedly on TikTok, suggesting the phrase carries emotional weight far beyond a joke. One person did write, "I don't see the problem here. I have a work wife and work husband and then a real husband." So is she bi then? Is she bisexual? If she has a work wife and a work husband.
Maybe it's an open relationship.
It's a throuple.
People need titles nowadays.
Wow. Well, okay. Fair enough. So anyway, I'm just wondering, is that like a thing? I know it's not in our world, but do you guys have work wives and work husbands out there? I don't know. That's just asking for trouble, in my opinion. All right, 901-260-5926, our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. Let's go to Bobby in Nashville. Bobby, what's on your mind today?
Oh, good afternoon, Ty. How you doing today?
I'm well. Thank you for asking.
All right. As regarding to the subject matter of your videos, you're talking about Gen Z and not being, as intelligent as the generation before them. And I know I'm in generation millennial. And my question to you is, what do you think's gonna happen when, when my generation and Generation Z is gonna eventually have to replace the current boomers and Gen X and silent generation that we have in Washington as our political leaders?
Well, I think the country is, look, here's the challenge. I do think the country is heading towards a far left lurch, even after Trump leaves office. And I think it could be prevented, but a lot of that depends on just how conservative Generation Z is really going to be. They're saying it's the most conservative generation since World War II. So I don't know. That'll depend on Gen Z. But when you throw the millennials into the mix and when you throw Gen Z, I think we've got a leftward lurch coming down the road.
Yes, and I'm just kind of hoping that, eventually when Trump's term is up and our next millennial president hopefully is Vance, that's going to be behind him.
Could be. The other part of this is the sheer dumbing down of our kids and of subsequent generations. And we've seen that happening, especially when it comes to government and American history. But this isn't even that. This is just about the techniques and how you're educating the children. And I'm afraid we're gonna have a pretty ignorant population before too longer.
Yes, yeah, that's kind of what I fear here. And I do take a couple of college classes online, even today, and I'm just trying to read and study my subject matter, and it's like every time I'm trying to study and about the subject matter, I kind of see some random facts or something about the far left LGBT community. I'm like, what do they got to do? What do they have to do necessarily with how with eventually finding employment? Is what I'm saying.
Well, yesterday we had Dr. Michael Youssef on the show, and if it's worth your time to go back and listen to the podcast, and if you haven't downloaded our podcast or subscribed to it, you really should. It's free of charge. But Dr. Youssef specifically talking about the LGBT crowd and how they're playing a dangerous game right now, Bobby, especially when it comes to them embracing Islam and marching along with the Islamists in these protests. They don't understand at the end of the day that they are not going to be welcomed with open arms into the Islamist society. So anyway, Bobby, I got to run. Thank you for that call. This story out of New Mexico has me no, I'm not enraged. It's Friday. You can't be enraged on a Friday, but it certainly has me puzzled. So for the first time in generations, and I mean generations, there will not be a Republican running for the U.S. Senate in New Mexico. Apparently, they had 4 contenders, but, you have to meet all these criteria. You got to get your signatures, and none of them were able to get signatures for whatever reason. So now, as a result of that, the Republicans, and by the way, Kamala Harris only won New Mexico by 6 points here. So that tells me that the state could have been in play. They did have a Republican governor, Martinez, Susana Martinez, years back. So my question is to Tim Scott. I mean, this is his job, and the RNC and the National Senate Campaign Committee. What are you people doing out there? In all seriousness, how in the world is it that you failed to realize that there was not a qualified candidate running for the U.S. Senate on the Republican side of the aisle? That is insane to me. Apparently, all 4 of the candidates who wanted to run were not qualified to run. And there you go. So anyway, it could have been a very competitive race for the Democrats, and now the guy's running unopposed. What are you going to do? Folks, Republicans, you got to show up for these races. You got to show up. And I know this firsthand, that, the Republican leadership, especially on the local level, I don't think they appreciate, talk radio. I don't think they appreciate people that are out there speaking to the grassroots and speaking to the people that actually get up, get dressed, and go and vote on Election Day. And it's almost like there's this, it's really not even a country club mentality as much as it is a plantation mentality. You will do as we tell you to do, Republicans. I just don't play that game. And my philosophy is, if you don't like me, if you don't like the fact that I'm a talk radio host, okay, great. See you later. Good luck to you. Hope it works out. Really do. But that's ultimately on you. My philosophy is don't go where you're not welcome. And that's one of the reasons why, I don't do local Republican politics anymore. It's we got too many other things going on. So people can play those games, but we don't play those games. We do not. All right, let's go to Gary in Daytona Beach, Florida. Hi, Gary. What's on your mind?
Yeah, just a couple comments. Todd, I'd like to know, I'll hear what you have to say. Number one, with Katie Couric and the rest of the people having a heart attack over the percentages of criminals that they call it that were picked up by ICE. If people look close and even take a few minutes, they'll see that DUI, where you've killed somebody, if you're illegal, is not a violent crime, according to the way they've arrested people in these jurisdictions. And a grand theft is not a violent crime. So by the time you get done with what I consider violent crimes, meaning yanking somebody out of a car and stealing their car, or DUI where you've killed a family of 3 or 4 being a violent crime. I just wish when they brought Director Lyons to Capitol Hill, the Republicans would have highlighted that and spent a few moments letting people know that if they actually considered the crimes that happened as violent, the percentages would be a lot higher. Plus, I would love to have had the Republicans show some PowerPoint or some videos of ICE officers being hit in the face with water bottles and still nobody being arrested. And the stuff that they had to put up with because the Democrats said that they were too quick to arrest people and handcuff them and zip tie them. And the Republicans should have come in a lot harder with support for them.
You know, Brian, I'm glad you brought that up because you're right. The Republicans, they really came to these kinds of hearings unprepared, and we need to come armed with facts and information. And right now, I just see a Republican Party in the throes of chaos, and it's from the national level all the way down to the local level. There is no messaging. It's sort of a free-for-all. And if they're not careful, if they do not get it together, then the voters are not going to show up on Election Day. And the issue for me is not the Democrats. The issue is getting Republicans motivated and getting them excited about getting out to vote. And Gary, I just don't see that.
You're right.
I don't see it. All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the call. 901-260-5926 is our telephone number. It's true. Millions of Americans agree with President Trump, and they're switching to Newsmax. The president switched, and you all too as well. They're watching great shows with Greta, Carl, Higbee, Rob Schmidt, and Finnerty. So if you're tired of big media, start watching Newsmax. It is free to start. Go to NewsmaxPlus.com for immediate access. Get all of President Trump's most important events live. Imagine watching, Mike Huckabee's Israel special, our Melania documentary, Clint Eastwood, Charlie Kirk specials, even the movie Jesus of Nazareth. Once you start Newsmax Plus, you're not going to stop. So try it for free. Go to NewsmaxPlus.com right now. That's NewsmaxPlus.com. Then download the app. It is easy, so make the switch to Newsmax Plus today.
He's not bitter. He's blessed. Todd Starnes.
From fruits and veggies to fiber and spice, Balance of Nature supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
Well, I stopped taking it for a while, and then it dawned on me, so I started taking it again. And I don't know, I like it. I mean, I love them. I'm never going to stop taking them. And I've got a friend that's coming over here. I'm giving her a little bit for her to go try.
I love the product. I wouldn't be without it. Ever since I started that product, I remember seeing an ad way back. That's what convinced me. I tried it, and I've been a believer. Nothing compares with it, so I'm a lifer with it. I'm not going to change.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements today. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first preferred set. Don't wait. Now's the time to take action. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
Hi, this is Todd Starnes, and there's no better time to get in shape than right now. That's why I'm really excited that Calitrin is part of my weight loss campaign. Here's my friend Elizabeth from Calitrin.
That's right. It's totally understandable to be wary of weight loss products. I mean, everybody has been burned by them over the years. Everything comes and goes. There's lawsuits with some. But with Calitrin, it really is different because it's good for you, and it's got a track record of almost 30 years. 0 lawsuits, only hundreds of thousands of happy customers. So if you're wanting to lose weight with a product that's proven safe and effective, then you've got to check out Calitrin for yourself. You can go to the website, toploss.com. We've ght a huge unlimited sale going on right now. Check it out at toploss.com or call us toll-free. We've got people right here in America, 833-TOP-LOSS.
Thanks, Elizabeth, and be sure to use that promo code TODD. We are living in dangerous and unstable times. Hello, everybody. I'm Todd Starnes. Pandemics, international insecurity, shortages, supply chain disruptions, and an economy on the brink. We know we can't simply trust the government to protect us. Now more than ever, everyone needs to be prepared. And being prepared is more than just stockpiling ammo, food, and supplies. Being prepared should also include stockpiling critical prescription medications. And that's where my friends at the Wellness Company come in. Their medical emergency kit contains the prescriptions, antibiotics, antivirals, and antiparasitics that you need to keep you and your family safe, from anthrax to tick bites to COVID and even to a bioweapon like the plague. The Wellness Company's medical emergency kit is exactly what you need to have on hand to be prepared. Go to twc.health/Starnes today and order. That's twc.health/Starnes. Use the promo code Starnes, and you're going to save an extra 10%.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time, and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Now, you know, Dylan, the entire city of Memphis listening to us right now, they've stopped what they're doing. People are pulling off the interstate, and they're dancing on the side of the interstate right now.
That's the goal.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal.
Oh, you got to have Elvis on Valentine's Day. All right, here we go. Burning love. You know, we went down there a couple of weeks ago. Josh Jones, remember when Josh Jones was in town, and Dalton Glasscock, and we all went down to see Graceland.
You gave him the tour.
They had it's a massive museum, and then you got the Graceland, the house itself, and they were just really enthralled with the Jungle Room.
It's just sad that I've never been to Graceland. I've been here my whole life, but I'll make it down there.
You got to go down. You know, your grandfather used to hang out at Graceland.
That does not surprise me.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And your great uncle, my dad, used to hang out with Elvis. Played in a band with his cousins.
Wow. A little bit of Starnes history.
A little Starnes history there at Graceland. So a lot going on there. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, happy Valentine's Day. We were going through and we're trying to find some fun stuff to do on Valentine's Day, and I came across anybody remember the Newlywed Game? It was one of those games, and Dylan, back in the day, children were not allowed to watch certain shows. And this was one of those shows. It was a little risque, but I believe it came on like during the daytime. So if we were at home for like summer break or whatever, we'd have to go outside and play. So anyway, this was a scene off of the Newlywed Game.
Husbands say he is basically more urban or rural. Kathy?
I don't know what they mean.
Well, you know it. I mean, you married him. What do you think?
Heck, he's urban.
He's urban.
Yeah.
How long has he been that way?
For about 2 months.
2 months he's been there. Do you think there's anything he can do about it?
He went to a doctor.
Oh, he did? Did the doctor give him anything for his urban?
He gave me something.
So Dylan, here's the thing: you never want to say, "Mommy, what did he give her?" Son,
Yeah.
go play outside. Go play in the cove.
Props to that host. I mean, how do you run into that where she's like, I don't actually know what you mean?
That's the great Bob Eubanks, who was I think he hosted a lot of different game shows back in the day. You know, he is still alive. He's 88 years old, Bob Eubanks. But back in the day, Dylan, the game shows were so different than what we have today. They're like homogenized.
Yeah.
Because you had shows like I know somebody's going to remember Match Game with was it Gene Rayburn was the host, and they used to the contestants had a celebrity panel. They had like regular civilian contestants and then the celebrities, and they would be smoking and literally drinking on set alcohol. So the longer the show went on, or if they were taping multiple shows,
oh gosh. I can only imagine.
It got insane. But anyway, the Newlywed Game, it went on for years, but you can't beat the early versions because they were talking about things you just really weren't used to having people talk about.
Can't say stuff on TV anymore.
No.
And the sets were cool. I mean, the color and from the 70s and 80s, those kind of shows. It's cool to watch clips and see how people actually how the humor's evolved.
That whole vibe.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. All right, folks, it has been a fun day, and thanks for letting us hang out. Congrats to our winners. Great to have a conversation with the mayor of Memphis, Paul Young. Hope you and your Valentine just have a wonderful, wonderful day tomorrow. Of course, President's Day coming up, but we're going to be here, folks, live on the radio Monday, noon o'clock. Don't forget tonight, 5 o'clock Eastern, the Todd Starnes Show on Newsmax 2. We have a terrific lineup for you. Get out there, have a great day, everybody, and be sure to go to church this weekend, America. There's a quiet revolution happening in America, and it's not coming from tanks or tyrants. It's creeping into classrooms, corporate boardrooms, and even some church pulpits. Live Not by Lies is a powerful new docuseries by Angel Studios based on Rod Dreyer's